Gotta do the logo. Got it. 4 favorite films? I mean, that's kind of hard to come up with. Wanda Barber-Loden is my favorite film right now. I've just rewatched it recently, and I love her as an actress. I love that film. I just think it's just real, authentic. Obviously, there was a very small crew. I love independent film. I think that the challenges make things more interesting, and they're all labors of love, so I really love that film. I was really fascinated about some of the interviews she had to do with, talk show hosts, where they're like, oh, little girl, it must have been really hard. I mean, you must have had your husband must have helped you with this. And she was always very defiant. Like, no, it's very hard to make movies. I made this movie, and it had nothing to do with anybody else. This is my singular vision. This is who I am. But you could tell she was a little, always battling that. And so I thought that was interesting to see how those times have, changed. There's still a ways to go with women in filmmaking and the struggles, the extra struggles that they face. Well, I love anything John Cassavetes. I love Jenna Rollins and everything. Opening Night, A Woman Under the Influence. I love her as an actress and am very inspired by her. I love that she always felt to me that she was keeping some kind of secret. Like, she was very experimental, but always stuck to the script. A lot of things seemed like they were improv, but they weren't. And just her relationship with her husband and that dynamic kind of duo that just like nothing else. Nobody, to have someone that close to you direct you, I think would be such a dream, because they can bring things out of you that you don't know are even there. So I can feel that intimacy when I watch her films and I watch their films. I mean, there's so much in this business that I've just started learning when it comes to even the exhibitors who chooses what movies to be seen on what screens, and how big blockbuster movies are treated one way and indie films are treated another. So you kind of, sometimes people might miss those stories. I think now the challenge is some of these movies may never see the big screen because streaming services buy them. And some of these movies, they get lost on these little devices. You just feel that kind of hunger and pride and real dedication to the craft, but also the grabbing your friends and making them being part of your movie, and people off the street. So I feel like I love that kind of guerrilla filmmaking. Breathless is one of my favorite films. I love Gene Seberg, and I love all the Godard films. I love French Wave. I like Hong Kong Wave. I love that. I love that kind of genre. Gosh, all the films he made at that time were just so kind of easy breezy. It kind of reminds me of just so many people of that time. I love. I actually even cut my hair into a pixie cut. Like Gene Seberg, yeah, there you go. I mean, I loved it really, really short, but when it was growing out, it was a little bit not that attractive, but I loved it. I loved her so much in it. And again, it's just such a, first of all, beautiful cinematography. I don't know, they're just easy to watch. I watch them over and over and over again. Betty Blue, very sexy film. I just love that film, the colors, the painting of the houses and just the story, that kind of real kind of romance, but very sexy, almost but not in an exploitive way, which I thought was really wonderful. It's funny, I have a hard time watching films if it has any kind of violence towards women or a kind of exploitation. And sometimes I laugh and I catch myself thinking, people probably don't think, I don't think I'm a prude, but I get very upset and kind of turned off of films if it has that kind of, that violent part of it towards women or exploitive. So I like sexy films, but I love it in a way that just seems more authentic and not exploitive and not out to make money or fame. This was like such a gem, to find this. It's a beautiful film.